Welcome to this video. Essentially what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create, I'm just going to recreate Twitter here, okay, as quick as I can, and try and explain a little bit as I go along, but essentially just watch what I'm doing, and we're going to create the navigation bar, then the columns, and this next column, and then the individual elements. And we're just going to keep going and going and going to see how we can how quickly we can do this. Okay, yeah, it's going to be hard and fast. So let's just get going, shall we? So first of all, we need let's just put that into full screen. Okay, first we need an index.html, and let's just create one of them, and let's even spell HTML correct. And slow down. So we're going to definitely need a style sheet. And oops, we're going to definitely need scripts. Text, JavaScript. And yeah, so let's create them now. CSS, JavaScript, and layout.css, and then app.js. Let's go body, margin here to knock out some of that. And let's say so one window loaded equals, let's create this method, and also window loaded, which you don't need, yeah, and then window.onload equals on window.loaded. Okay, so we've done that, and let's quickly create this wrapper, and we'll say width, it's 100% view width, height equals 100% view height, overflow equals hidden, because I know that we're going to need that later, and we'll just say background color for now is going to be aqua, and see what we got, shall we? Okay, good. So did we get our window.onloaded as well? Yes, we did. Good stuff. So we'll leave this open for the time being. Okay, next thing, let's create our navigation bar. So here, inside of this, we'll say then navbar, and we're also going to give it an ID of main navbar here, and here, and then we want, slow down, main body, and we're also going to give this an ID of main body as well, and so left column, so we need 3 columns, so column 1, call 2, call 3 here. So this is call 1, call 2, call 3, and let's do our navbar first. We'll just copy this actually. Height equals, so we're just going to say width equals 100%. Height equals, let's make it 60 pixels. Overflow is hidden, yes. And oh, look at that, that's really cool. Never done that before. How do you do that? And then we'll say width. And let's refresh this, and we have our navigation bar. And next we want main body. Okay, so main body is then, let's have a look at, think about this. This main body has like maybe 1024. Let's use 1024 for this. So main body is going to have a width of 1024 pixels. That's pretty good. Height equals auto. Overflow is equals hidden. We're going to need this. And we're going to say white. Okay, so now we need col 1 is then going to be width. So think about this. I would say that those two columns are pretty much half of that. So I'll give it 25%. I'm going to say 23% and float left. And this one can be green. Get rid of that. And so column 2 can then be, or that can be column 3, and we'll say that float right, and that'll be purple. And column 2 is then going to be, so we've then got 46. So we've got 50, we'll take it 50%, float left, and then make this then quite tomato, sounds funny. And we'll just give it height of 300 for now. So we've got some content in it. And what have we got now? There we go, pretty cool. So we know that we've got 2% left, 2% right, therefore we can say margin left, and we'll say 1.5%, and that should do that, and that budgets it over, so let's actually take it up to the 2%, and now we should be in the middle. Okay, looking good. The main body needs a bit of a margin top as well. So, oh, did the main body have, no, we'll say margin top, no, 10, sounds pretty good. Okay, let's push that down a little bit. Let's change these to responsive to 1300. Okay, so now we need to know that our main body sits in the middle. So we need margin, remove this, and then say auto, 10 pixels bottom maybe, and then that should bosh it in the middle. There we go, good stuff. So now we've done the left columns, and which is all pretty cool. Next, what are we going to do? We've got the navbar. Seems to be that the navbar sits also with this 1024. So let's copy this. Actually, we can copy this itself, and we can then say navbar inner, and we'll make this then. What other colors we've got? Let's go FF, I don't know what this is going to be, DD11, a yellow. So, okay, we need to have navbar inner first. Let's copy this and plop that in there. Navbar inner. Navbar inner. You'll see why I want the Okay, didn't put color on it. Navbar inner. What did? 1000 height equals also. We've got 60. There we go. Okay, so that's sitting there. We don't want a margin top. Just how it is. We don't want a margin bottom. So that one's like that. It's pretty cool. Good stuff. Now we have our margin at the top. So now we've got these three boxes. So this. So if that's 25% here, then this must be, we'll say, that's 50, 52, 48, 46, say 46. We'll say it's 52%, 51%. No, 26, 26. Yeah. Okay, so now we need the navbar columns, all right? So, and we'll say, push this over here, and we'll then navbar column 1, and change this. Column 2, and come here, and let's recopy this, and navbar column 1 here, 3 here, 2 there. Okay, so we said we want to have that 26, and this is going to be 26 as well. So that makes then the middle 48, but we want a margin of column 2 left, so that means it needs going to be then 44 because we want left and right. Should be right. So now we've got 26, 52, 96 plus then 2% left and right. That should be all okay. And this is then height equals 100%. And in here as well. Let's see what we've got. Yeah. So now we've got our boxes at the top. What else do we need? What else do we need? So let's, for the sake of simplicity, let's, or clarity, navbar.css, and then let's copy this here, and let's say navbar.css, and let's remove all of our navbar stuff into here, and also this into here, so it's a little bit better, and that should be now just the navbar, and still how everything working. Okay, so let's keep going. Now we've got this left navigate. So we've got, now we'll say the navbar buttons. So we come to our left column, and then we're going to call this navbar buttons. Navbar button, that's good. And we're going to copy this and that one there. So we'll just put this one home. Did it say home notifications messages? Home notifications messages. Okay, so now we'll come to our navbar, and navbar, keep it copied, yes. So we'll say width equals 33%, height equals 100%, and then we'll say text align equals center, font size equals 1.2 ems, color equals DDD, and let's change this because I'm not a fan of, let's change this to font family, Helvetica. I'm always a fan of Helvetica actually. What have we got now? Oh, we're missing a tag somewhere. There it is. Okay, so now we've got home. Okay. Navbar button width equals, oh yeah, float left. Now we've got our 3 buttons. We may have to drop them down to 30%, and then margin right, we'll say, is then 1%. Yeah, that should do it. Okay, that drops them down a little bit. Let's open this up. If anything, it looks like we could go even further with this width. So let's come back to our main width, shall we? And let's say that this can be 1200. Oops, let's refresh there. Yeah, that seems better now. Yep, nearly. So we need to come to here as well. Navbar. And that's better. Okay, so we're happy with this. Now let's do this search bar here. So now we've got like the kind of profile navbar, let's call it. So let's make a new file, profile navbar, CSS, come here, copy this, and you're going to help me do it? Yes, you are. Okay, so now we want to come back here, navbar column 11111. So is that actually the same? No, it's not. So let's copy this. So profile navbar. Let's copy these. I know that. Pop this in here. Pop this in here. Profile navbar button. We'll probably just remove that. Do we need it? No. So let's call tweet 3 me 2 search 1. So that means tweet is going to take up. We could hardcore program this with, which we might do actually. Let's just do it sizes for now. So what size do you think that would be? That would be like, it's like 55%. So it's maybe 55%. No, that's 50%. There's maybe like 15%. So it's maybe 20. Let's say, yeah. So it's right. Let's say 20%. What colours have we got there? 20, and that can be say like 15. And then you've got, so what, 35, and then we've got 65%. So need to change that to profile navbar. I'm lost now, where are we? Oh yeah, change this, and then we wanted this nav3 here. So I'm lost again. Okay, we wanted columns. And profile nav column, that one there. Column 1, column 2, column 3. Okay, let's see whether this actually does anything. Well, it looks like it did. That's pretty cool. Let's change this purple one to DD5522. That's like another red as well. So let's go AA511. I keep getting reds here. FF22AA. Pink. Okay, so our pink's not showing up. So right, let's have a look at why our pink's not showing up. Here's our button. Oh look, the margin's too big. So let's margin 0%. Let's have a look again. Okay, there's our pink one toned up now. So that looks, it's actually looking, it's looking okay. Maybe column 2 needs to be a tad bigger. So we'll make column 2 20% as well, with a margin right of 2%. And that means now we've got 40, so we need to bring that down to 60 and 58. And let's bring it down to 56 and then say margin right of 2% as well. And see what we've got now. Okay, it looks good. All right, so now we have these boxes all set up. Now we want the little Twitter box in the middle, so let's come and pop that in there. So we want then the Twitter, let's just call it logo. This can come in the main one. And because this is sat in its own container, this can say margin 0 auto 0 auto, width equals let's just say 60, height equals 60, and background color equals white. Okay, it sits in the middle. So there we go. This is that bit done. It looks like it needs some form of shadow on the bottom. So let's add a shadow because it's got a line underneath here when they're all selected. So that's what we're going to have to think about first of all, is doing this liner everywhere. And we can do this with CSS anyway. So let's make this the navbar inner. Let's have a look at this again and clean this up a little bit. Navbar column 2, it's main body. So underneath our navbar, when these buttons are hovered, then we want to have some effect. But I want the line to go all the way down the navbar, and the navbar is 60. So let's change the navbar to 62. Let's say navbar line wrapper is height 2 pixels, color equals DDD, no, 222, we'll say. So now we need navbar line wrapper, and what's this going to do? It's going to sit underneath this. Let's have a look how this works now. And then we got a line. Did we get a line? There's no background to it. Navbar line wrapper. Color. Width equals. That should already work. Let's have a look at it again. Where's our line? Where's our line? There's our line. Let's make it white so we can see what. Whoops. Let's make it white. Okay, it's not showing up, but it's there. So what's stopping this from showing? It's there. Navbar inner. What's height? Ah, look, you got 60 still. Navbar inner. So we changed the navbar. We need the navbar inner to be 62 as well. 62 pixels as well. Okay, that then push that down. Now navbar inner wants to be that, and navbar wants to be that. But okay, confusing myself here. Navbar inner is there. Navbar line wrapper, and it's inside navbar. Yes. So navbar line wrapper. we need display equals block. No, still not working. I might just move on in a second. Okay, let's do a height of 10 pixels. It's not moving. Let's come here and say height equals 80 pixels. Then there is our line. What width have you got? So you've got a width there. I'd say there's something wrong with this. Anyway, so we're going to have a quick look at this. Navbar line inner of Navbar line wrapper. What about my CSS? Okay, this is annoying actually because it's a simple mistake which I'm making here. Okay, navbar is that there, and navbar inner. Okay, display equals none. Where's my line? There's my line. So why are you not getting a background? Okay. I think maybe it wants me. Okay, that's there. I'm going to skip over this. I'm going to come back to it. So let's remove you. Navbar, let's go. Okay, let's not skip over this. I'm not one for skipping over things. Okay, that one then comes there. Whoops. That one comes there. Display block height 2, width equals 100%. So let's have a look at you now. Okay. It's definitely not something. Okay, this is something else. And I'm going to come back and have a good look at this now because this is something that's not working correctly. That's closed, closed. It's all closed. Okay, got something there. Come on. Oh dear, David. Okay, this is stupid. Let's come back to here. It's one of those mistakes that until you actually realise what you've done wrong. Dear. Okay. I wrote that so fast that I didn't realise that I did that. Okay, let's have a look at it again. Now we've got our line. For that, sorry, excuse my language. And that line goes all the way as well. So good. Now we have our line, and now we need to know that when we hover over this, these all need their own separate lines. So it means that means that they all need to have their own separate line. So the column, I don't really want to put a line inside of that, but I think it's going to have to be if they want to individually have a line, because this is the main line at the moment, but we want to know that when they hover over these three, they've got their own individual line. And that would then mean that this line is not correct anymore. So we can hack it. This is hacking. Okay, so we know that, yeah, let's hack it. This one here, we just need to place 3 more lines here. Okay, let's think about this. Navbar column 1 is width 26. Navbar inner is that. So let's take this. Yeah. We have to you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute once I've done this. So we're going to make another navbar inner wrapper, and then we're going to put this in here. But these, because this line is only going to be like 2 pixels height, this navbar inner, we're going to rename navbar line inner, and that's going to be height of 2 as well, and background is going to have no background because we don't want it to have a background. So now we have our navbar line inner. So let's change this. Navbar line inner. Now it has then navbar column, and this navbar column has good width and float left. It has everything that we need here, but we need to have navbar line column because we don't want a background color there. And okay, so now we have our navbar line here, and now we want navbar button line, and this one then comes away here, and then we copy this 3 times, get rid of this, and probably later I'll remove this and do it all again, but now come here again and take our button. So navbar line column, navbar line button, margin right. No, that doesn't have any margin. It doesn't have any margin this time. Float left, height center. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. And let's look. Okay, so navbar line inner column is there, and navbar button line. Is that what I named it? What did I say? Navbar button line, navbar column. I said navbar line column. There. Okay, what have we got now? Maybe we should get rid of some of these stupid colours. Okay, navbar button line. Navbar button line. What did I put here? Ah, look, stupid. Okay, and now, okay, width, color. Okay, once again we've got color. Don't want that. So background, color is white, and height was 100%. Yes. Yes. So now we've got our 3 lines. Lines. So navbar line inner. Okay, we're going to remove some of these colors because they're annoying now. So let's start by at the top. Let's get some of these colors to make it look right. So we want the navbar at the top to be white, right? And then we can slowly but surely, hopefully, the navbar background color is white. Navbar inner is also white. Navbar line inner is also white. And what's this background? No, that background color. Navbar inner white. I could just remove all these colors, and I'll just say white. Navbar color. So let's have a look at it now. See what it looks like now. That's good. So let's go to the profile navbar, and we'll say white, white, white. Okay, good. And then the final logo, wherever that was, wherever I can see it. Where's the logo? Logo. Don't see it. Oh, there it is. And white too. Okay, well, logo will keep wheat. Yeah, good. So now, look, we can see our lines. So let's make our navbar column. So navbar inner, navbar column 1 backgrounds. So we can work on this now. No, navbar column background, we want to have red. Okay, so now we want to know we've got the background. Oh, it's getting hard to talk about now. Line, column, background color, yellow. Okay, so we've got a little bit of yellow there. So it means these width. Look, there's 33%. And there we go. We should have this now. Can we? But it's not going to be all the way. There's probably a better way of doing this, but for the time being, we're going to stick with this one here. So let's make our navbar look kind of half pretty now. So we need to get some icons. All right, so I've come to material icons, and right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, because this is like 40 minutes now, and it'll take forever to render this video. I'll stop this one and then go to the next video. Okay.